Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm going to be doing a should you summon for the new Bambietta, Quilge, and Ebern, who should be dropping on Friday at 2 a.m. CST my time. So whatever time this is for you, I think that's August 31st. So yeah, let's just go right into the filler, and then we'll go quickly over them, and then we'll go through the character's kit. Now, do know there is actually finally a pity in the game, so absolute W at 25 steps. It is a few orbs, you know, obviously, but hey, we got a pity. Let's go. So if you guys enjoy, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment down below if you guys are going to be summoning. I'll probably do a poll as well. So there you go. I will be live streaming as soon as it drops, so look forward to that, and let's hop right on in. So the first unit is going to be Masaki. I don't think she's bad. I think she's still good. She's definitely like fallen off, but apparently she's coming up on being 3 years old in the game, which is absolutely insane. She released in like end of 2020, but she's still really good. She like really usable. I mean, it's a nag character, and I think most people can agree that nag characters haven't really done all too much besides gotten like the attack boost, like with the 7th anniversary part 2 Aizen, the tech one. But overall, she's still a really good character. Really good. I use her quite a bit in Guild Quest. I mean, mine's 5/5 max transcended, but still, really overall just good character. So if you do pull her, it's not a dub, it's not an L. But I mean, she's just been on so many banners. I'm just kind of sick of seeing her. I wish they would do some older characters. Like, bro, I wish there was the Yoruichi on the banner. I know she just reran on the last banner, the Concord banner, but I don't want to summon on that banner. I want to summon on this banner. I will be summoning for Bambietta. That's the one I'm summoning for, just in case if y'all are curious on who I'm summoning for. And then we have Basby. He's fine. Nothing crazy about him. I did place him way too high in my tier list, just based off what other people were saying about him, but I massively overplayed him. I definitely should have put him. He's okay. Like, if you want to use Basby, you definitely can. Like, it's not like he's just like an unusable character, but I definitely would love a remake. And with how they're going about nowadays, hopefully at least every month or every other month we do get a 1,000 Blood Roar character with the 25 steps, so that way we can guarantee the character if you absolutely love your character. I think that's how they should do it. Realistically, I hope it's every other month, so that way I can at least skip 1 month if I really like the characters, because like I want to get all the Quincy's. They're all really cool. Except some of them, you know, like Pepe, if y'all know who that is, that guy, no. But either way, Basby, not a bad character. And yeah, I mean, that's not much to say about him. He's okay. And then Jugum, he's still a decent PvP character. If he's max transcended, I actually did not know this, but he cannot pierce invincibility. So he's much worse than I did think he was earlier in the day. Like, I placed him pretty high in my PvP tier list because I always put Yuha against him, and my Yuha dies sometimes because, you know, the Jugum is 5/5, but that's because Yuha doesn't have very battle invincibility, so I always just figured he had it for some reason. He does not, so he's not as good considering Ishin, Yamamoto, and, I mean, I guess Yuha, but then the other one would probably, what's another invincible character that's actually really good? Honestly, can't even think of one off the top of my head, but either way, still, like, 2 characters that he cannot damage on a team is insane, because the best team, in my opinion, is Yuha, Yama, and Ishin, and they're all absolutely broken, and 2 of them have invincibility, so he kind of just gets shafted. I believe he was made to counter the Askin, if I'm not mistaken, so, and Askin was made to counter Ichibe, which is kind of funny. Apparently, he should be resurrecting soon, though, so that'd be pretty cool to find out, see what he does. Hopefully, they make him good, but I mean, if you pull him, he's good in PvP. He's usable. Definitely in lower seats as well. Even though lower seats is just flooded with Yamamotos. Like, I was playing on my ult today. I think I had to reset like 10 times to find a team without an invincibility character in it. It was disgusting. Now we have the Uryu. I believe he's just a farm. No, is he not a farmer? Does he have it in here? No. I swear he was a farmer. I'm thinking of a different Uryu. There's too many Uryus that all look the same, to be honest. I don't think I've ever used this Uryu. He's probably just really outdated because he dropped literally like on the same banner as Jugum, if I'm not mistaken. He's just really outdated. Nothing too much to say about him. So realistically, if you pull him, if you like Uryu, I guess you can save him. Just get his orbs, and then that's about it. Askin, I really like him. He looks sick. He looks cool. If he's 5 out of 5, he's definitely cooked me quite a few times on Brave battles. Granted, I probably wasn't using the best counter to him because I don't really understand how he works because I haven't gotten him. I got him like literally like maybe 2 weeks ago. But either way, I still think he's a fairly decent character in Brave battles, but I definitely see him much, much less ever since Ishin dropped because Ishin absolutely cooks him. So, you know, same with Kurishiki, by the way. Like, any green unit just gets absolutely obliterated by Ishin. It's disgusting that he's a premium character. So, I mean, if you pull him, you can use him in Brave battles, but obviously not the best. Maybe he couldn't. Maybe these units couldn't end up resurrecting, by the way, within the next few months to a year. So that could be really interesting. Hopefully, they actually give them really, really good resurrections. Because I would love to see this Asking with the resurrection. He looks really cool. I love his art. Wish the backgrounds were better, obviously, but that's just how the 1,000-year Blood War characters were. But overall, if you pull him, it's a slight W. And then we got I almost say Katniss. We have Candace, and just for the art alone, it's a W. I'm sorry. Don't matter how good she is, don't matter how bad she is, she's an absolute baddie. That's an S tier character in my opinion. Look at her, sheesh. Realistically though, if you pull her, I believe she's not terrible. Like I said, I have not used all of these characters. I literally just pulled Askin and Candace like in the past like 2 to 3 weeks, whenever they last reran on a banner, and I have no use in really using them because it's like, why? I know they're outdated. I'm not going to use them, and they're not even resurrecting soon, and they're just outdated. Maybe when they get the resurrections, I'll finally use them. But until then, I don't really have a need to. I just know that she is outdated, unfortunately. And it's the only problem with the 1,000 Blood War banners. They're just all too outdated, and it really sucks. I would love to see these characters actually have like something really broken about them, but since they're all so outdated since it's been so long, they're so outdated because it's been so long since we've gotten them, like new 1,000 Blood War characters. Like the fillers just always like they're cool, but they're really bad. Like realistically, they're like, if you pull any of them, you're probably never gonna use any of them. Besides Misaki, I use in Guild Quest and Jugram. Well, I've never actually used in Brave battles, so you know. But he's not bad. He's just like not what you would want. And then we have Candace. I mean, she's hot. That's really about it. She's probably good, usable at the very least. But other than that, yeah. And now we're gonna go on to the main characters. And in my opinion, these two are absolutely worth summoning for if you like the characters. Obviously, I'm not saying you have to. You can definitely skip them. It's fine. Ebern, he's just a farmer at the end of the day. I don't care that he has extra potions or anything like he's a link. I don't care at all. It's not worth the potential 25 steps I'd have to go for him. I'd much rather get an extra Bambi or an extra Quilge dupe, depending on how their dupes are. Ebern, I'm just going to stick with my basic character, or I'll just bring a farming or a carry character into power, and that's how I usually do it, because I don't want to use a boring character. Like, I'm not saying it's boring, but like a pot farmers are usually not the best. So, let's just go where... I hate their layouts for this. I can never remember where it is. It's in details, my bad. And now here we are. We got Bambi's kit. So she does have Captain Killer. I wish at least her and Quilge got 2 killers and 2 status elements. Like, I'm sorry, I feel like 1,000-year Blood War characters should get that extra special treatment, since they literally saved the game when Byakuya dropped like 4 or 5 years ago. Just saying. She is Quincy Exterminator affiliation, obviously. And then she ends up getting her soul trait as 30% max stamina, which is absolutely magnificent. I love that soul trait. Love it, love it. Her innate skills are Sprinter +1, Havoc +20%, Paralysis Duration -100%. So she's probably being used on a Paralysis Guild Quest week, because she's a nuker. She is a nuker. Watch Spiteful's video. He said she should technically nuke just as hard as Yamamoto. So there you go. We have an actual Captain Nuker that should theoretically nuke just as hard as Yamamoto. Obviously, until we see actual gameplay, I'm not going to say anything on that, but that's just what he said. And he knows the game and the debuffs and whatnot, and the calculations much better than I do. So I'm just letting you guys know. But Frenzy +2, Bombardment +1, damage to burning enemies +40%, Sharpshooter, status ailment, Spiritual Pressure boost +80%, Devastation +60%. She has Debilitator +2 seconds, Weakened Defense, Strong Attack Recharge -12%, and then increased status ailment chance against speed attribute enemies. So realistically, what I would assume you would probably give her is damage to burning enemies as her T15 or 20 link, and then probably Weakened Defense. I would have to assume. I don't think, because White is also given like the same thing. He's given more damage to lacerated enemies with weakened defense, and that's his best kit for nuking. So I'm going to assume that Bambietta is the same case, where she would get more burn and then weakened defense. Just what I would assume, but don't take my word for granted. Either way, a broken character, easily the best nuker in the tech attribute. And now we have Quilge. Probably another. I want him and Bambietta. That is what I'm going for. If I don't get Ebern, I don't care. Not summoning. Last time I did that, I wanted to go for the farming character. I didn't get him after 20 steps, and I cried. But let's just hop right on in. So Quilge is a heart character. He is Quincy's Stern Ritter with a wrong card killer. And he's going to be one of the best like autoers or just playable characters in the game outside of like their nuke. Like I think Bambi's like kit is still good. I don't know about her actual strong attacks outside of nuking, but his strong attacks, I believe he got the God kit in terms of strong attacks, by the way. So absolutely insane. So he has strong attack recharge time minus 14%. So when he gets resurrected in about 7 years' time, he'll have a really good skill. He'll have a really good soul trait. His innate skill is Sprinter +1, freeze duration minus 100%, and guard break. I love me some guard break. Havoc plus 20%, devastation plus 40%, damage to drain enemies plus 40%. Damage inflicted at full stamina plus 20%, and then he has the Rampage skill, so absolutely broken kit as you saw with Unahana. Frenzy plus 2, Debilitator plus 2 seconds. He has Poise, and then Status Ailment Spiritual Pressure Boost plus 80%, and then also Team Party Heart Attribute Strong Attack Recharge minus 20%. Basically, you recharge your strong attacks 20% faster every single time you go through a stage room. So him and the Limit Breaker quest is probably going to be best friends that are just going to be absolutely broken. And then what you would probably want to give him, I'm just going to guess, is because he's not a nuker, so I don't think damage to drain enemies would be the best. I don't think so, because he does have drain on his weakening. Also, Bambi has burn, by the way, if you didn't catch on to that. So probably full stamina damage and long stride, or full stamina damage and weakened defense, but I would probably give him long stride just because I think it's more fun, and he already has a Sprinter +1, so he's already fairly speedy. And yeah, not much to say about it. I think he's going to be an absolutely broken character. Rampage +2, absolutely broken skill, long spiritual pressure. He gets some full stam. He has some devastation. He has havoc. Frenzy +2 as well. And he's just going to be getting his strong attacks back like no other. He's probably going to be the best farmer in the game, if I had to imagine. And now, farmer in terms of like autoing, not like potions or anything, by the way. Don't get that mixed up. But now we are on to Ebern. He is a power character, a Quincy affiliation with Human Killer, which apparently the Human Killer is really bad. I never paid too much attention to that, but apparently it's really bad. So his soul trait is going to be realistically the only thing that I see as value for me, in my opinion. His soul trait is Technique Link Slap Potions +5. So if I do end up pulling him before I pull Bambi or Quilge, I will easily just slap him on my 8th anniversary Ichigo and just have a field day in IT or IZ, whichever one comes first. And then he has Sprinter, he has innate skills of Sprinter +1, Guard Break plus hit enemies, and then he has Havoc plus 20%. His attainable skills are Berserker plus 40%, Devastation plus 60, Strong Attack Recharge minus 12%. Coin Drop, the most useless skill in the entire game. Give him IT potions, please. This is useless. I don't care about crystal or jewel drops. I prefer them as links because then you could like slap it on actual good characters. I'm not farming this, not using this character in crystal or jeweled, like, they're such meaningless skills. I don't like it. I think it's so dumb. Then he has Technique Droplet, Frenzy +2, damage to lacerated enemies plus 60%, and Technique Droplet drop plus 30%, Crystal and Jewel drop plus 50%, Team Party, Power Attribute Character Special Move Damage plus 30%. Genuinely, I would love to use this character because I think he's a very good character if he dropped the coin drop. I don't see why people have such an obsession over coin drop. We already got Gin. I hated that skill. I believe one of the swimsuit characters got it as well. I want to say it was Mila Rose, but I could be wrong. And now this character. And then I also think, what's his name? Chojuro. Chojuro got it too. I don't care about coin drop. It is such a useless skill. I have never used a coin drop link in my entire life, and I literally always have over 100 million gold. My ult account has over 100 million gold. It is chilling. I don't use these links. I think they're just dumb, unless you have a really broken team with links. But you don't want them as skills. You want a high DPS or a better terms in farming. I would much rather prefer IT potions. That's just my ramble. But yeah, those are the characters, in my opinion. If you don't want to summon, I completely understand. I don't think, like, I think it has value, but the fact that the fillers are just so mediocre overall, and the only good characters is, like, I don't want to say Candace Masaki, she's pretty good, and that's realistically about it. That's, like, the only usable character outside of, like, Jugrum, but you can't put them against invincibility characters, and the entire meta is invincibility characters, so not that great. Honestly, it's up to you. I think it is worth summoning for, but I would not blame you if you did skip and waited for next month. Maybe we get something even better. Maybe we get Asnot for Halloween, even though next month isn't Halloween, but it's fine. I don't blame you if you don't summon. It's 100% up to you. I think it has value, but you don't need to summon. That's how I would say it. So if you don't summon, you're fine. It's not like you're missing out on anything. It's just a unit that's really good, going to be a really good autoer, a really good character in Limit Breaker with Quilge, and then Bambietta, one of the best nukers in the game, maybe the best, we don't know, we have to try her out, and then Ebern's a really good farmer that has gold drop for whatever reason, which is really dumb. But either way, all three really good characters, up to you if you want to summon. I think it's leaning more towards you should, but if you don't, I understand. Anyways, that's going to be the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys have an absolutely amazing day. Make sure to come by the stream on Friday morning. We will try to stream as soon as it drops. And hope you guys have an absolutely amazing day. Take care and peace out.